Hey, I'm Kira, and this is my channel. Let's Namaste Life Together. Originally, I had started this YouTube as just a way of me sharing why I started my OnlyFans and why it was so important to me. And today I share in that experience still. It's been 6 months. I'm really proud of who I've become, what I've learned. It's been pretty exciting. I think one of the coolest things that I've been able to do is meet who I've met. I've met um, quite a few people. I mean, I think I've met hundreds as my subscribers, which is a cool thing to be able to say. And I have met many of my other co-entrepreneurs in this industry, which has been really great. And I think in figuring out the narrative of this specific channel, I really felt it was necessary to begin to listen to what you're telling me. And, what I have been told is thank you so much for talking about what you're talking about. Nobody else is talking about these specific subjects, which I would probably assume are mental health and, how exhausting this industry can be. Also, creating boundaries in this industry and tearing down those walls of what women have been supposed to be. So that's kind of what I am doing forward, is helping you be able to talk about these subjects. And then also, a lot of that stuff, these subjects can be a cause of fear or doubting yourself or whatever. Being able to overcome that, I think it's really, really important. So basically, what we're going to be doing on here is we're just going to namaste life. And I'm going to specialize in helping you, the adult creator. And those of you who join my OnlyFans, I have quite a bit of information that's going to help all kinds of needs that you're looking for. I've heard from a lot of my fans, they like that I'm mature. They like my vibe, my whole vibe of, just loving, kindness, compassion. That's really ultimately my guide. And I think no matter what you are, who you are, whatever's going on, my ultimate goal is literally to be a conduit of joy. And I've shared that with you. So if you are here, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. If you like this kind of content, please like this video. That helps the algorithm tell me what I need to be making. Also, subscribe to this channel if you like this content. And honestly, you may watch this and you may say, this content is for my friend or my relative or whatever. And I want to invite you that it's okay that you share this video with them as well. So we'll get a little bit into what we're discussing today. We're going to be discussing alignment. But first, I want to talk a little bit about what my 6 months of all of this has been. It's been a journey for me to really learn more about myself. There were so many things that I suppressed most of my life, a lot of it being sexual enjoyment, sexual pleasure. I have really denied myself to be erotic and to be able to be in this moment and learn who this Kira Jane really is has been really powerful for me. I started with zero knowledge about OnlyFans and about a lot of this industry. Like, I always had my perceived notions about this industry, a lot of judgments before I shared. And I wanted a space for me to no longer feel like I needed to judge those things. So in coming and doing all this in the last 6 months, I can't even tell you like old Kira in the first video to, who I am today, it's completely different. It's like a quantum leap and jump. I've done lots of studying, lots of reading, lots of talking to other adult creators, and it's been really enlightening for me to be able to do all of that. I've learned so much. I want to share a few things that have really helped me. Is one a book. It's called Pussy, a Reclamation. And I'm going to put that information down in the comments as well so that you can grab that book if it's something that you feel like you need to read. But it is a book by Mama Jenna. And if you don't know who Mama Jenna is, you definitely need to find her. She is going to be on Instagram, and below the book information, I'll put her Instagram tag on there so that you have that information. She's been instrumental in my sexual healing and understanding of who we as women are and the power that our pussy actually has, how it's been suppressed for so many years, for thousands and thousands of years. And this ability that we have had to deny it for so many years and not fully know it and look at it as a bad thing or whatever has really held us back as women. So I think that that's what ultimately really right now has empowered me, is to be able to talk about it and share this information, not just with you all, but with my family, with my immediate family, with my kids, and begin to have those conversations that I, didn't even know how to start. I have a starting place at least. So I think that's really, really cool. The other thing that's really helped me is talking to all of you. Um, so much so that I just really, at some point, really want to start a group that helps with, just cheering each other on. Ultimately, like, some people would look at it, we're competitors and all this stuff. And I don't think I look at it that way. I look at us as a team, because currently, right now, where everything's going with OnlyFans is that this is kind of a conduit to something bigger, and it's bigger than something that we can fully understand. So to be able to do it together, I think, is so important. So I'm trying to figure out ways in order to figure out what that group looks like. If one of you have a desire to do that, would love, love, love to talk to you. At the very least, just have a conversation. So let's get into, the whole alignment of you and, what you're ultimately doing. There's something called aligned action. Aligned action is really important because it's the type of action that you can do and it doesn't feel like you're doing. Like, it feels like this is art, this is expression, this is so amazing. And a lot of times as creators, we can get to a place where we don't feel like we're being creative or that we're expressing, what we need to express. We feel a little stuck. So to be aligned is really, really important. The other way in wanting to be aligned is if you yourself are watching this and you still have not started your OnlyFans, I don't want you to beat yourself up, number one. That's the first thing I want to tell you. The next thing is you really want to decide if having an OnlyFans is going to be the right choice or not. So when you're figuring out, what you want to do, the first thing is for you to stop judging the yes or the no, okay? You really need to go into, it is okay if this is something that's not going to be for you, because it really is not for everybody. It is not an easy thing to do. But in order to figure that out, you have to find a little bit more information about who you are and what you really want to do. And so that's what some of this training that I'm going to be talking about is actually going to help you do. What is alignment? Alignment really truly is getting to know who the authentic self really is. Some people call that like a soul. I have seen and heard of people doing something like what I do, calling like a soul map or a reading or something like that, a soul reading. And basically, what alignment is really actual understanding who you are, what you're made up of. You learn so much in doing that. And that is something that I literally did for a long time. I did it in a way that took a really long time. And so when I developed a way to be able to do it where, you can figure it out in 2 or 3 sessions, that for me is power, because when you're able to do it faster than what I did, that's ultimately why I did what I did. It is kind of miserable to go through the years and years and years of really figuring out who you are. It's empowering, and yes, it can be really miserable. You can literally go through a quantum leap with somebody like me who can help you do that. So this is what I'm going to do for you here, is this service that I offer in person. I'm actually going to be putting it in an actual document, and it's actually going to be free for you. Okay, absolutely free. It is something that you have to be completely, in charge of doing that yourself. But it is going to be so freeing once you're able to do that. So, in order for me to put more joy out in the world, and I think ultimately, really, it's like putting more education out into the world about who we are as creators, is creating this document and giving it to you for free. Okay. So I have put that link down below, and that is something that you can pick up completely free. Sometimes when we are getting into alignment, we have to get out of our own way. And when we talk about getting out of our own way, we want to talk about what organ in our body is actually doing a lot of the work, and it's our brain. Like in the computer, it's the motherboard. The brain is the motherboard for the body, okay? And in order to get out of the way, we have to start allowing a lot of parts in our frontal cortex, which is going to be like the feelings and emotions and that kind of thing, to be able to calm down. And in order to do that, we have to be able to learn how to meditate. People laugh at me all the time about meditation. I don't have time for this. It's too long. Why do you do that? You're weird. I mean, all the things, literally. But I don't care, because it is something that has helped me. It was even someone who told me just take 30 seconds to try it. When you have the 30 seconds of doing it, I promise you, you gain more awareness of the things that you need to get out of your own way about. I had developed a workbook and a meditation, and I was going to be bringing it to you guys. Well, it is now up and running. It is in the comments as well. But this is basically what this document and this meditation is going to be able to do for you. So all of us in our environments that we grew up in relationships we've been in schools we've been in stores, in the way we drive. I mean, every single thing that we've ever done in our life, we have picked up some sort of concept that has held us back. It has been something that we have used to continue to tell ourselves that we're not worthy, we can't do that, we're stupid. Like, it's told us all these things, okay? And we do need to use tools that are going to be able to clear our minds and be able to relax the muscles that have been holding us back. And that is what this is going to do. So the worksheet is basically literal information about neurology and the brain, which is a freaking difficult subject. It's been so interesting to me, so I worked hard to go through all that difficult thing. But if that's not been your MO, you have not done the investigation. You have not looked into it, and so you don't know. So what I've done is I've taken the information I've learned and I have made it into something really easy to understand. You're going to understand more things about how you think, actual factual information that the awareness of it is going to be life-changing. And what pairs well with it is this meditation. And basically, what this meditation is going to be doing, so going back to all the things that we've learned in our environments, ultimately, it's like deep cleaning ourselves. So, like, let's look at ourselves as a house. We may have cobwebs, we may have like a lot of clutter, we may have like a lot of things that we have gathered over the years and we just need to get rid of it. Okay. That is what this meditation is going to let you do. And the reason why I recommend it for adult creators specifically is because a lot of you either are trying to overcome some of those past programming thoughts that you've had about, women being able to, have sexual pleasure, or that this type of business can be a business. There's also a lot of things like, should I do this? Shouldn't I do this? Also, as creators in this industry, we've not had boundaries. There's a lot of things that we just have not done that will allow us to fulfill what we're trying to do here. And when you are able to, do these practices and use these tools, you're then going to be able to come out with more idea of why you're doing what you're doing, or continue to have that fire that you may have lost along the way of this journey. You're going to be able to have that back. As adult creators, no matter, especially as mothers and or working women, we have all these other things we have to do, and then our OnlyFans. We can feel pulled in all kinds of direction. Doing something simple, it's going to help you in all the ways that you have wanted. All the ideas that you've had are coming because you're going to be able to use this tool and know that your mind is clear to start making these decisions and do these things you want to do, create how you want to create. The last thing that I want to talk about is about what I'm doing in my OnlyFans. In the beginning, I had talked about mental health and how important that was. Part of why I was not able to be mentally well was because of my thoughts in how I thought I wasn't allowed to feel. I didn't believe I was allowed to love myself, one, and two, I didn't think I was allowed to pleasure myself. I didn't think I had the right to speak up for my pleasure. And so I think that that's why I really want to do what I'm doing in my OnlyFans. Starting November 15th, will have 30 days to self-love. It's an expression for you to be able to harness authentic you, feel the pleasure that you wanted to feel, and also begin to love yourself in a way that you never have been able to do. I think that that's ultimately why I'm so passionate, is I had an inner critic who constantly was, downgrading who I was. And I, in seeing that, want to make sure that you have the tools to be able to overcome that. So I'm really excited to be launching that in my OnlyFans. And it will be something that is kept there forever, and it will be something that I lead yearly. I felt like that was really important. I think ultimately, I want to help and serve people with the knowledge that I've learned. I'm really passionate about teaching and talking, and I'm so glad that I'm able to do that on this platform. Like, you have no idea. I have been so many other places where I didn't feel like what I had to say was welcome. I am welcomed here, and it makes me so happy. So again, I'm going to invite you that if you like this information, that you like this video, if you want to subscribe and continue on this journey with me so that we can namaste together. We're namaslaying life. We're namaslaying our adult content. we ultimately are figuring out our authentic selves, which is so important. I hope that you subscribe here and share this with others that might like it too. I hope you have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Mwah.